There is a Randy deck in there, Justin. It's towards the top. I don't think we're gonna get to it tonight, but maybe tomorrow or Wednesday morning. This hand seems good. It's a touch awkward for us because I think I'm gonna lead on the Windswept Heath, even though I have this Lotus Cobra in my hand, because I really don't want to go Canopy as my first two lands. I think against most decks in the format, I'm just gonna take way too much damage if I go Canopy. I think I'd rather hedge that a little bit. All right, let's just double check the colors here. So this deck only needs multiples of green. We just need singleton white, singleton blue. So I'm gonna head and grab Breeding Pool here, I think. I don't think it really matters since I have these. It's either gonna be Hallowed Fountain or Breeding Pool here. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, yep. Oh, Modern. Is there a third one? Nope, just two. All right, well, I assume we're dead. That's the card that makes our opponent's meme deck playable. That's unfortunate. We do get to go like Wilt-Leaf, hit them for 3 next turn. We lost a lot of cards here. Oh, I have Pridemage in my hand, so we've got that going for us. So I get to play this. I think I just have to kill the Mesmeric Orb at this point. I think I just have to kill the Mesmeric Orb, so instead of playing the Liege, I'm going to play this Qasali Pridemage this turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack them for 3 with the Exalted Trigger, and then we'll use this to destroy this. Yeah, maybe. Like, their hand could be bad. Their hand could be bad. Like, we have a lot of pressure in our hand, and, like, this Eternal Witness kind of is, like, dealer's choice, get anything out of our deck, right? Alright. Yep. Yep. Probably can't win anymore. Let's give it the old college best, I suppose. How many Wilt-Leaf Lieges are gone? We actually have another Wilt-Leaf Liege in our deck still, which is pretty good for us, right? Like, the fact that there's another Liege in our deck means that we can go get it with Chord, which means we can put a lot of pressure onto our opponent here. So we'll see. We'll play this out. We'll smack them for 3. Opponent played a Crypt Incursion. For those that are unfamiliar, they void every creature in a graveyard, and then they gain 3 health for everyone that they get that way. Mind Funeral, yeah, that's probably all she wrote. I can see the game there. Only 8 cards left in our deck. Hey, Breckheim, with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. All right, so we're gonna cut the cords against the nonsense that they have going on. Reflector Mage doesn't really do anything. We're gonna bring in all the Meddling Mage and bring the extra Qasali Pridemage. Pretty sure this is a Tamiyo out. And I'm gonna bring in 3 of the Mana Leaks. They probably have, in addition to countering like their mill cards. Yeah, Mana Leak and Meddling Mage both sound great. I don't know if I want the 4th Mana Leak. I feel like that might be too much air. Bring in the whiteboarded Mana Leak. This is the special. I should have made sure they matched. Had a small deck building error there. Had a punt. I think I'm happy with everything else we have in our deck right now. Probably fine. Are subscriptions really the way, or is donating better? So, the more... If someone was going to donate a small amount of money every month, I'd much rather them do a subscription, because like some of the subscription money goes to Twitch, and that's a good thing. Like without Twitch, I wouldn't be able to do what I do here. And the more subscribers I have on Twitch, the more perks I end up getting from Twitch. So it's a two-way street. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and run it like this. Seems fine. Why does the bot keep doing that anti-spam try again later? I need to figure that out. If anyone wants to dig in, if one of the mods wants to look into why MTGO bot keeps doing this stupid anti-spam thing, I'd appreciate it. I don't know why he keeps doing that. What's going on, Brick and Sky? Yeah, I appreciate you sending the fun money this way. So, what do we want to do here? I probably just want to stick the Meddling Mage, right? I'm gonna crack this fetch. Grab a... Oh, is there no Hallowed Fountain in this deck list? I should check the mana bases a little bit better. I guess we have the Prairie stream, and we really don't need the blue right now. I'll grab Breeding Pool for now then. I guess I could just get a basic too. So I'm going to change phases to encourage them to Mindbreak Trap me if they have it. Alright, so it looks like they don't have it, hopefully. I think I just want to play Smiter this turn. Just like get the most pressure onto the table. Glimpse, yep. It's broadcaster only, sounds good. I'll look into it after. I just noticed it started doing it fairly recently, so... Do I want to just name Crypt Incursion with this? Is that what I want to do with my life? We're in a competitive league right now. This deck was like mostly reasonable mid-range cards, so competitive seemed fine. If we hit a fetch land here, we can actually Rallier back a... It's unfortunate. So if we hit a fetch land there, we could actually Rallier back our Meddling Mage since they milled one over. So I think I'm just going to name Crypt Incursion with this guy. That's what that card's called, right? That sounds great, because people... It sounds like a good ratio. Thanks for giving me the TLDR there in chat. Yeah, it's called Crypt Incursion. Let's name that so they can't gain a bunch of health. Attack with my Smiter. You get a pretty quick clock going here. Next turn we get to play Voice of Resurgence or Renegade Rallier and start holding up Mana Leak, which is nice. Man, whoever said we were supposed to name Glimpse, you were dead on. So I'm gonna get to play Voice out and then hold up Mana Leak here, which is nice. I can also play Eternal Witness and hold up Mana Leak. No, it doesn't really matter, right? So I'm going to cast this. I'll hit them for 6 down to 8. We have Mana Leak up, and then we'll hit them for 8 down to dead next turn. Sounds appealing. What's going on, Master Jareth? There's a link to the deck list in the donation queue. That command right there. Hey, MM7 with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. Surgically extract my Mana Leak. Sure. You can skip to the end of the video, Camwell, to find out changes I would make to the deck list. check out the YouTube. I always include the wrap up in the YouTube video, Maybe, I mean, like, they could just, like, have a line where, like, the only way they lose is mana leak, right? So they're just, like, trying to prevent that from happening. So I'm going to attack here first because they're dead inside of combat. And then if they kill one of my things here, like if they kill Meddling Mage, we can Renegade Rallier Meddling Mage back into play and name Crypt Incursion again. Yeah, so they're killing the Meddling Mage, assuming to try and get to Crypt Incursion. So we're going to hit them down to 2 here. And then I'm going to cast this Renegade Rallier and put my Meddling Mage back into play. And name Crypt Incursion again. So they need another removal spell plus Crypt Incursion. Or a Surgical Extraction here, I assume. Oh, they can't even have Surgical, right? Because they're at 2 health. It's weird that they didn't push on their turn after targeting Mana Leak when I was tapped out. Because, like, if they're worried about Mana Leak, they're supposed to kill it on their turn. And then I also wouldn't have been able to bring it back into play, right? So, like, they double messed up. Like, they gave me a chance to have another Mana Leak, and they turned on Revolt for my Renegade Rallier. The old activate Shelldock Isle with Crypt Incursion under it just to make sure Magic Online works. Classic. Classic. I think I want this extra Mana Leak. You want this extra Mana Leak? What do I want to cut from my deck here? Loxodon Smiter was just A+, just like give him the beats. I want to cut. I want to cut something. Well, I mean, they played the Surgical proactively. So, like, if you're playing Surgical proactively, you should probably play the Fatal Push proactively. And I mean, like, it ended up working out for us. Like, their mistake won us the game. This ain't good enough. This is probably fine. Like, we only have 4 Mana Dorks in our deck, so not every hand can have a Mana Dork. Cut Rallier is excellent, Goldie. They're putting a bunch of cards into our discard pile. That's pretty good on the play. I've not played the Mono Blue Living End deck. We just don't have, we don't have removal in our deck, so we just like, this is just gonna sit here and like generate sick value for them. Stop making these fair decks, right? Alright, so... Huh. Gearhulk is very good against go-wide decks. Decks like Humans and decks like Lantern and Affinity. Decks that are putting lots of permanence into play. Think about what the cards text does and think about decks that text is good against. You definitely want to land. I already have a Rallier. I'm probably just supposed to take the Misty Rainforest so we can trigger our Renegade Rallier down the line. I feel like this card's just going to bury us very quickly. Opponent's deck is essentially like an aggro deck, aggro combo. All right, we put some Meddling Mages in there. Yep. Yep. Okay, well, we have to hope to just kill them through beatdowns now. This Mirror Orb is pretty good too. It's gonna require me to use my Pride Mage. At least next turn I can fetch, Rallier back, fetch, crack Pride Mage. So this is, the orb's only gonna mill me for 3 here, which is nice. Assuming no Fatal Push. Assuming no Fatal Push. Yeah, honestly, maybe I should have just boarded up cards. That's probably not a terrible idea. I didn't even think about that. Just like, I should have and didn't. Lotus Cobra. That's pretty good. It's like D's plus. Let's just get some more pressure into play this turn. We could get Archive trapped here, but like, I just like can't afford to play around that, I don't think. Hey, Foster Vertical with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There was a Justin with a $10 donation in there too. Randy memes are the best memes. Thanks for the donation, bud. That's a crypt incursion. That's a crypt incursion. And then love the stream. Here's Nage for some classic chord. Thank you for the sub and the donation, MM7. So this is, yep, so they're going to 30. Thankfully, like, I didn't even want a creature here, right? And honestly, my opponent's sequencing is kind of suboptimal again here, because they definitely should have waited to see if I was going to target a creature, because if I was going to target a creature, they could have like denied me my Renegade Rallier trigger, right? It's going out, Foster Vertical. Alright, I'm gonna shoot this orb down, because I don't want that to mill me anymore. I caught your donation, Justin. I said thank you. I read your message. I didn't miss nothing. Alright, if they have a couple bricks in their hand here, we could be in a pretty good spot, because this Renegade Rallier is going to be attacking for 5 next turn, and the Lotus Cobra, so we're attacking for 8, and then the following turn we're attacking for 12, 16, like 18. Hey, Wall of Roots is still broken on Magic Online, so like, as far as I'm concerned, when you make me play Wall of Roots, you're just like giving me a free league. The only person upset with you for putting Wall of Roots in the deck is Wizards of the Coast, because they can't fix their shit. Hey, Murphbo with the 5-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I appreciate it. So this is a pretty quick clock here. They're down to 19. I think we're going to be 1 short of lethal next turn, because this is 4. And this is going to be 7, so that's 11. And this is plus 6, so it's going to be, we have 17 next turn, so we'll be 2 short of lethal next turn. What's broken about Wall? You're still my favorite Hex streamer, Dark Wonders. We're going to play some set 9 this weekend, I promise. We're going to play some set 9 this weekend. Or whenever it comes out. Maybe some afternoons this week. This deck has to have fewer than 20 cards, right? So if they have a mill spell here, we're gonna get hit by this Shelldock Isle. It's gonna be a close game here. If I would have boarded up like plus 5 to 10 cards, we probably would be ahead in a big way. I definitely should have done that. Definitely should have done that. Do I want to draw with this Horizon Canopy? I think I do. Do I have mana leaks in my deck still? There are still 3 mana leaks in my deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a draw step here, or draw off the Horizon Canopy to try and hit mana leak. Because like if I shock this in, I can play Wilt-Leaf Liege and like have mana leak up still, which is appealing to me. Voice is not terrible. Canopy Vista. Alright. Thoughts on Jeskai Breach. The Breach deck seems super anemic every time I play them. There's a video of us playing a Breach deck pre-JSON banning, and it's super awkward and clunky. Hey, some democracy for some good old-fashioned restore balance in the queue. Thanks for the bits, Camwell. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Restore balance. That updated real quick. You board in your entire sideboard. I don't know about the whole sideboard, but I definitely feel like I could have a few more cards in my deck right now. Like, hey, Starfgasm with the $20 donation. Thank you. I could have, like, the Gavony, the Reflector Mages, and the Chords. The Tamiyo's not very good, and, like, maybe the Selfless Spirit too, but, like, the Alliances and the Gearhulks aren't very good. But I think I could be +1, +2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 cards right now. And that would be okay. Alright, I assume, hey, Camwell, thanks for the resub. I appreciate you re-upping your fun money this month. That's... I assume they're just going to kill us or wrath the board next turn, right? Like, that's the only possible explanation for giving us, like, 12 lethal elementals here. The Summoner's Egg League was a good time. The Summoner's Egg League was a good time. That will move Talrand up to the start of the next league, Justin. So, we'll play him tomorrow morning. Hey, Surreal Sam with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. As always, subscribing is the best way you can support what I do here. So, we didn't Fatal Push anything? What are we Fatal Pushing? I'm so confused. Are we... Okay, so we're pushing the Voice. So I'm getting Damnationed here. That's really unfortunate. And I don't think I could afford to play around a Sweeper here. I think just, like, wasn't an option. Like, if we get Damnationed, we get Damnationed. Which sucks for us, but it is what it is. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy the recordings. Welcome to a live one. I prefer subscriptions or donations. Definitely subscriptions if you've not subscribed already. I assume this is a Damnation or a Sweeper of some sort. Yep. It's a good beat. Draw land and die. Yep. Sounds right. This is a competitive league. And again, just like we played when people ask me like why'd you play a friendly league or whatever, it's like there's literally no difference in the deck list, right? Like we played a friendly league this morning because I didn't want to spend 8 tickets or 12 tickets while I was learning a new deck, and like we played against humans, Jund, and robots. And here we pay to play in a competitive league, and we play against blue-black mill as the first one. So it's just like there's just actual no rhyme or reason. Details on how to get into the subs Discord are here. Yeah, they just like cast 3 draw 3s here, so like snap back to draw 3. Yeah, good games. So needed a little bit, needed them to not have the Damnation, or needed them to not have, just like things lined up pretty well for them there. The Damnation was a blowout. The Surgical on the Meddling Mage, while we had a Meddling Mage in hand, was a blowout. I mean, like, that's not really true. Like, the average Magic player isn't winning more than 60% of your matches, and if you're winning right around 60% of your matches, the prizes are identical. You're getting your play points back, plus you're getting 1 treasure chest. I don't know, Justin. That deck was so miserable. I don't know if I want to put the brain power into thinking about it. I will probably think about it at some point, but... Alright, into the second one here. Hopefully we get to play against some Liliana the Veils at some point in this league. I just, like, went into the Egg League expectation, like, not planning to win any matches, and then, like, we cashed the league, and it was excellent. Details on how donation deck lists work are here. I mean, or just, like, it's not even about confidence, it's about risk aversion, right? Just, like, there are lots of people who just, like, don't want to gamble. Like, the competitive leagues are just a higher gambling ratio. And just, like, you're gambling more instead of gambling less. 01 versus 04. I wonder if MTG bot is right again there and they're actually 04. My bird is dead. We've played Mill several times. The deck is very bad. It's very, very bad. I'm always happy to take it as a donation deck list because people love watching people play Mill. But I would encourage you to check the archives and see how it's gone in the past. Don't Blood Moon me. God bless. Oh, this is Red White Ship Bears, right? You're way thinner now. I mean, ooh, we drew a Renegade Rallier. That's good. That's good. Oh, we've not put Tamiyo into play yet. I think I actually want to put Tamiyo into play this turn, right? I'm gonna go play this out. Well, I can go Rallier into Tamiyo, right? Because the Rallier is free with a fetch land. Hey, RJ Duran with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support what I do here. Yeah, Tamiyo, I feel like this was part of those sets where they rotated out at an awkward time, and it's just like, why did these sets rotate when they rotated? It really feel like it was a pretty big miss on Wizards of the Coast part, the way they lined those sets up with what was coming in and what was coming out. All right, so this land is going to make 1 mana, so that's 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can fetch a tap land here. Green, white. So I'm going to play her. I think I'm going to plus on Golem, and I'm just going to plus on both of their creatures, actually, just in case they kill my Renegade Rallier. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with Bant Tamiyo, I love to discard when it was in Standard. So, her +1 says, choose 2 creatures until our next turn. If these creatures deal damage, we're going to draw a card. So, if either of these deal combat damage this turn, we get to draw cards. Yes, you lose as soon as you tap the land. It takes the health away. There's no chance to respond to it. So like, this is great. Yeah, dock my Tamiyo to 2, I draw a card. Fantastic, sign me up. So like, Tamiyo's gained me 3 and drawn me a card, which is just phenomenal. We have another Splicer. Mirroring Crusader, sure. Oh, that's pro-green. That's really annoying. Do we have anything that can block this? We don't really, do we? Correct, yes, it's very good. Oh, we have Reflector Mage, that's true. That's true, we have a Reflector Mage. We can Reflector and then metal it. I'll tap those again. I guess I get to play this out. Do this. Put the Smiter into play. Put the Voice into play. I keep refreshing. Moonlance does not hit Mirroring Crusader. Turns out Sunlance. Is Moonlance a card? Sunlance doesn't hit Mirroring Crusader. Like, I just play the decks people pay me to play, Zach. It's a really simple method. Probably just gonna get hit with the Mirroring Crusader here. Yep. which unfortunately I could not target with Tamiyo because she's a green card. Abbot of Carroll Keep. Okay, interesting. Surgical meme fund. Stop it, Justin. Thank you for the donation, but stop it. We're not playing more surgical memes. Alright, so I'm at 14. And they can hit us for 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Exactly 14 on the backswing, but I'm going to put blockers down. Hey, Wannabe Beetle, with the 3-month big sub resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. Thanks for the big resub. As always, make sure you message me and let me know what you want your donation list for the month to be. I think we just, like, smash them, right? It feels like we just smash them. It's gonna kinda suck if they have a Path to Exile, but I guess I get a voice token out of it. So this is gonna pump the squad, and then we'll just smack them with our green-white creatures here. They got big old booties that let the golem not be able to first strike them down. Big old booties. How I feel about Grixis in Modern. Grixis Death Shadow's probably fine. The rest of it seems pretty anemic. Oath Tron memes. Unsure what an Oath Tron meme looks like. And yeah, I need to see a deck list. Alright, this trade seems good for us. They're taking 10 here, and they're losing 2 of their creatures. It seems quite good. Yeah, I mean, like, you can win with anything. It's Modern, right? That's why people love the format. I'm gonna go ahead and just add the Eternal Witness to the table here. And I think I'm gonna pick the Renegade Rallier back up. Am I gonna pick the Tamiyo up here? I feel like I'm supposed to pick the Tamiyo back up, actually. Because she can potentially lock down blockers and allow us to push lethal next turn, maybe. Would be ideal. So her -2 is she taps 2 non-land permanents and they don't untap. So we could, like, lock down 2 non-Mirian Crusader blockers and, like, push through. Tron deck with Oath of Nissa and Baubles. We're actually going to play an Oath of Nissa Tron deck at some point soon with Jace the Mind Sculptor in it. Alright, sweet. So we just, like, beat through the Mirian Crusader. That feels good. Is this probably a matchup where Cataclysmic Gearhulk is fine? Meddling Mage seems pretty anemic here. I think I want him. Maybe I'll just trim a Noble Hierarch or 2 if I'm bringing in Cataclysmic Gearhulk. I guess Tamiyo's kind of medium. We'll trim one of her. She's a little bit... We really don't have good ways to defend her against their flying creatures. Do I want Alliance for Crusader? That might be true. And maybe this is just bad enough that, like it drew a couple of cards and gave us some health there, but it really wasn't particularly good. Especially if they have Crusaders and they have... Selfless Spirit messing up combat math is something that could be okay. I don't know if I'm a fan of all these Noble Hierarchs. Maybe just, like, get them out of my deck and, like, add Selfless Spirit and these other alliances in. I don't know that I want too many spells, though, because they probably have Thalias in their deck. Cutting a Chord. Yeah, that's probably fine. I agree with that. It's a little awkward against Thalia, too. Alright, let's do this. I don't think I want all 4 Alliance, but Alliance can definitely swing races. And if the board locks up and they're beating us down with just Crusader, we can kill it with that. Can you use your words? Why does that feel weird? Do you think my assessment of the fact that we can't defend Tamiyo well against flying creatures and protection from green creatures is bad? I think Gavony Township is really good here. So So I'm going to keep this hand that's a little bit medium. I don't know, mulliganing to 5 is just so miserable. Like, this is definitely a matchup where, like, card quantity helps. Like, we need... we just, like, need a critical mass of cards. So I kind of like keeping a hand with Gavony in it and just, like, hoping to hit some spells. Yeah, I think Wall of Omens is a fine magic card in general. I think Wall of Omens is a fine magic card in general. It lines up well against Bloodbraid. You are correct on that assessment. We actually just had someone donate for a traditional Kiki Chord shell, so we'll probably see that sometime soon. Next couple of weeks. I'm just fetching now proactively because I don't want to get Leonin Arbitered out of this fetch land off this Aether Vial. Although I suppose fetching a tap land like this leaves us exposed to Leonin Arbiter into Ghost Quarter. But they only have 3 cards in hand, so... This is definitely a cat. Oh, just Carol Keep. Abbot of Carol Keep off of Aether Vial is really sweet. That's kind of a neat innovation. Do you have a Wasteland? You have a Wasteland. Tilt. I could have prevented that by fetching a basic. Could have prevented that by fetching a basic. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know. It requires them to have a lot of very specific cards. Sphere, Jason, as foretold. You'll need to remind me, Justin. Thalia, sweet. Alright. You know what's like king of this board? Of 4/4. If I hadn't let myself get wastelanded, we'd be in a really good spot. We'd just like be up 4 health right now because I couldn't attack into a 4/4. A basic would have stopped it because I would have been able to pay for the Leonin Arbiter, so they wouldn't have been able to take me off the land because I would have been able to search my deck for a basic. It would have been untapped. Yeah, we're still in a fine spot. I agree. But we could be plus 4 health if I had played slightly better. Or taken a slightly different line. I don't know that what I did was necessarily wrong, but we could be in a better spot if I'd have sequenced differently. Like, the way I sequenced chose not to play around particular things, then we got punished for not playing around those. The real question here is, do I want to trade a Loxodon Smiter for this Needle Spires? If they attack with just this, I think I do. I think I'm okay trading one of these for this. Just gonna double block here. These are my 4/4s. They are amazing. I think that trade's fine. I think I'm expecting to draw... I'm, like, expecting to draw a spell here at some point is fine. Fucking bold words from the Hogland. We'll draw a spell at some point, right, chat? We have to draw a spell at some point, right? Right? I don't know if I believe my own words anymore. I don't know if I believe my own words. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate for us. We really needed a thing off of that, so we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this attack, down to 7. So hopefully we hit 2 castables for next turn and get to gum the board up here. And eat the golem. No, at least they didn't draw Bolt. That would have been extra bad for us. Yeah, oh, they did draw Bolt. God damn it. Cataclysmic Gearhulk would be a very good draw. Yep. They drew Lightning Bolt. Yep. That's unfortunate. So we kept a land heavy hand and then flooded out and died there. The one relevant choice, we had 2 relevant choices that game, and maybe we chose wrong on both of them, honestly. I had the choice whether or not I wanted to fetch a basic or a non-basic, and I fetched a non-basic, then we were returned behind. And then because we were returned behind setting up Gavony Township, and the Gavony Township would have meant that our opponent couldn't attack in with their Needle Spires to share with our Loxodon Smiters. Then we would have just had 2 Smiters that would have been growing very large, and then our opponent would have never really been able to establish a good attacking position. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do Pauper once or twice a month. The numbers weren't as good as Modern, but what numbers really are as good as Modern, if we're being honest? It was like close to my Legacy numbers, but the quality of gameplay in Pauper was a lot of fun, so we're definitely gonna revisit it, I think. What's going on, Jesse? Am I getting Path to Exiled? I actually really wouldn't mind getting Path to Exiled here. Yeah, Smiter is just like very good in these creature matchups. It's like A++. Oh, it could have been Blessed Alliance. You're right. I should have played the voice pre-combat to play around Blessed Alliance. Good call, chat. Good call. A good suggestion. I sold out of my Legacy deck, so got PC parts coming. That's an A+. Just sell your paper Legacy deck, buy a PC. And the opponent concedes. All right, sweet. Well, we're 1-1. We're 1-1. Welcome to everyone that's hanging out here tonight. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic anywhere between 30 and 40 hours a week usually. If you're enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hogan PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronix and you. Anoronix likes to remind you to hit that follow button at the very least if you enjoy what you see. It lets you know when I go live and with what. You stream a lot of mornings, afternoons, evenings, just all sorts of times a day. So following me is definitely the best way to know when I'm playing different things. This hand's a little land heavy, but it's kind of hard to pass up like Lotus Cobra into Renegade Rallier, right? And we've got Gavony Township to like even just pump mana into if we break off for a little while. Hey, for being the scourge of modern, for beating the scourge of modern that is Hate Bears. Why is Twin banned? I am really hoping that the fact that we unbanned Jace and I guess we're playing against Burn here, they just suspended Riftbolt. I'm really hoping that the fact that we unbanned Jace and Bloodbraid Elf and it hasn't turned the format to poop, or it's arguably made the format better, is going to give them more incentive to unban things in the format. Blue Moon Ponza Hybrid. Snapback Stowed Raid. Alrighty. Someone said something, but trying with your Kiki Jace list that you ran a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna send the list to you tonight and hopefully donate towards it. Sweet. Yeah, the Kiki Jace list is a lot of fun. Alright, I mean, we're gonna take some damage here, but we can't not play our cards out, right? I don't think, honestly, I am very much of the opinion that any cards that cost, let's say 3 or 4 or more mana in Modern, like, it's just unreasonable to consider them too strong, I think. Like, the format is just so fast and so brutal that cards that are that slow, I think it's silly to consider them too strong. Like, Modern is a fast and brutal format, and, like, winning on turn 4 is not too strong. I get to get back our Lotus Cobra here, and then next turn we actually get to go Gavony Township, trigger, activate Gavony Township, and kind of beat them down pretty quickly here. Hey, Gary BB4 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. I don't even think I'm trading here, right? Yeah, this Gavony Township is going to be the nut. I don't think so. Just like cards that encourage people to play like these fair, interactive, mid-range games of Magic are everything you want Modern to be. Like until they ban things like Storm and Tron, if ever, I think it is very unreasonable and unrealistic to say turn 3 Batterskull is too good in a format where my opponent plays Karn and kills me on turn 3. I don't think that's a fair assessment. Alright, forget about the fun money. Is there any way you can send out a reminder? So it's on a different day for everyone, Gary BB, unfortunately. So what I do, because I have a Twitch Prime sub that I give to streamers that I enjoy. So I always set a calendar reminder for every 30 days on my Google Calendar. It just pops up and reminds me to do it. Has Vigilance and Lifelink, right? Alright, that's a pretty big hit. So I'm not going to play this Oath of Nissa because it's not worth taking 2 points of damage. Hopefully I didn't just give them the ability to kill me here. And also, like, I don't think it's a reasonable... I think saying we have to ban this card because it restricts design space is stupid. I think... if you print a card, if you have a card in your format and later you print something that makes that card too strong, ban it later. Don't preemptively ban things with the scapegoat that, yeah, we race burn, chat. Don't preemptively ban things with this nonsense excuse that like we have to do because it might restrict us later. Like, ban it when it actually becomes a problem later, not like now preemptively. All right, so what am I doing here? I think I just want like more dumb beaters. We definitely want all 4 of these Blessed Alliances. Do I just want a couple mana leaks? I think the Chord of Callings are probably too slow here. Yeah, they needed a Helix to be able to push through there, I think, in order to not die to their Eidolon triggers. I think I just want to do this. I think I'm just going to cut these 6, 7 at my top end and bring in Pridemage, Alliance, and Mana Leak. Yeah, they needed one of their spells to be Lightning Helix so they could cast multiple spells through their Eidolon. Gavony Township was just AA++ there. Meddling Mage named Searing Blaze. I think Meddling Mage for Blaze is narrow. I think I'd rather just have Mana Leak. I don't know, I could see this going either way. I could see 2 Meddling Mages being better than 2 Mana Leaks just because, like, this is like a Grizzly Bear that attacks, too. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this matchup's good for us. Like, we have a lot of basic lands. We can fetch basic lands. We have big beaters that apply a fast clock, like you saw in that last game. Like, we didn't even really draw our good beaters in that last game, right? We just, like, had 2 2-1s and a 3-2, and we powered them up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure if you need Kitchen Finks in a deck like this. I really kind of like Loxodon Smiter and Renegade Rallier. Like, that match against the Taxes deck last round, like, Loxodon Smiter really punched the clock and went to work. Here's my hot take on Treasure Cruise. I would much rather people were delving to draw 3 cards than have them delve to play 4 5s and 5 5s. I would much rather my opponent delve with the intention of extending the game than delve with the intention of playing a giant beater and killing me very quickly. But maybe I'm in the minority there. Maybe people don't want cards that encourage interactive long games of Magic. You know, who knows? Who knows? Hope everyone's having a great Monday evening or maybe Tuesday morning, wherever you're at in the world. Happy start to the week. Hanging out, playing some Modern here tonight. Playing this Bant deck first. We've got a sweet blue-black deck in the tank for after this. And then we'll see where else the night takes us as we go. I'm gonna play 2 or 3 different things tonight, depending on how long the leagues take. So, what you have to remember, Brian, is that the aggressive decks that played Treasure Cruise, they leaned on Gitaxian Probe, and that card doesn't exist anymore. That card is no longer legal in the format. 10 out of 10, just like, our curve here is so unreasonably good in this matchup. We just are like, we're gonna take no damage from our lands, we're gonna go 1, even if they kill our 1-drop, 2, 3, just like, cast Healing Solve. Resolves. Yep. All right. Aim just like in to take damage to cast these, right? Just like apply pressure. Here's my hot take on the Treasure Cruise ban. If Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time had been legal for longer, people would have come to the conclusion that Dig Through Time was the better card. That's my hot take on that one. It's my hot take there. If both those cards had been legal longer, people would have realized that Dig Through Time was better than Cruise in that format. These are my creatures. My creatures are giant. Welcome to Thunderdome, population Loxodon Smiter. That's true. That's true. Oh, you don't want to attack me, opponent? That's so weird. Why don't you want to attack me? Why don't you want to come in my general direction? Play another giant beater. I think I'm just gonna smack them with a Loxodon Smiter. I just want to beat them down, right? Oh, you know what? I tapped my lands wrong, because if they chump with their Eidolon, I could have played an Oath of Nissa. They didn't chump, so we're fine. Alright, so they're going to 9, we're going to 10. They're just stuck on 2 lands. We're gonna kill them very quickly. This is a story all about how these Smiters got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right here, and tell you how I became the Smiter of a town called Bel Air. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 doo 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 doo. So do I want to Gavony for +1 damage? I don't think so. I think I just want to hit them down to 6 and then cast this Oath of Nissa so I can have a potential blocker. We could be dead here. They could go end step Burrow Charm, untap 3us 3us. Or like end step 3us, untap like triple 3us. So we're definitely not home free here, but we're in a good spot. If they miss a land drop, we're probably okay. All right, no play at our end of turn means they're super dead. All right. We are 2-2-1 of a land called Tarkir. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm gonna steal that one in the future. On the play, just Loxodon Smiter, reminding us what a big honest booty can do in a dishonest format like Modern. And sometimes all you need is a big honest booty to slam down, chat. Sometimes that's enough. Just gotta take that big honest tail and smash it into their face. Just get them. Should they ban something from Storm? I think whether or not they should ban something for Storm depends on what their goal is for the format. I think with the printing of whatever that sphere card is called, that's like Split Storm Tron Hate, you probably want to wait and see what comes of that before doing anything else. I think that new sphere card, I don't remember, it's like Dampening Sphere or something like that. That card is going to just be like an auto include in a bunch of sideboards. Yeah, and the green-white decks usually have good mana like we do, so... How fast is your start, opponent? Dampening Sphere. It's Dousing Sphere, Dampening Sphere, or something like that? Yeah. Something along those lines. Ooh. Found some candy, chat. Found some candy. So... I think I'm just gonna go... Canopy Vista Noble Hierarch here. And then next turn we can go Cobra, fetch land, make a bunch. No, we haven't gotten to Cheetah Smiter into play yet. Have not gotten to cheat one into play yet. I'm done eating, so I'm gonna stand up for a little while, enjoy the ride. Get my fat ass off the ground. Steel Overseer is kind of scary. So one of the downsides of not having access to Path in our deck is that cards like these become pretty terrifying pretty quickly. We'll take one here in the air. If I played LED Dredge on stream before a while back, I don't think that deck is particularly good. And if I recall, our result kind of indicated that. That's a Chord of Calling. So we have Reflector Mage in our deck, so we could Reflector Mage this. So this makes 5 mana, right? So if I put this into play, and then I'm going to start on the Oath of Nissa and see what we get. I'm going to start with Oath of Nissa and see what we get. It's probably going to be Cobra into fetch land into Chord for whatever, bounce this. Oh, we have Qasali too. I think I'd rather Reflector Mage. Because like Qasali Pridemage could solve a different problem later. That's really unfortunate. Alright. I was looking for some action, did not find any. Reflector Mage is also better should my opponent have another Steel Overseer in their hand. Like, do I think I can win this game before this comes back down and activates? So, like, can I kill them over the course of the next 2 turns? Maybe? Maybe? I'm actually not sure. Let's double check our creature base here and make sure what we want to do. Yeah, I think it's just Reflector Mage. It leaves us an out to a cranial plating down the line. It does give us an extra Exalted Trigger, that's true. I think I'd rather do this. This also leaves me an extra body in play, which is relevant, so I just, like, have more power and toughness on the table by getting a Reflector Mage. Because, like, usually the Qasali or Pridemage requires me to sacrifice it. I'm getting hit for 16 here. Next turn, we're hitting for 6 down to 10. If they have something like an Etch Champion, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. I don't think just Liege is winning the race on this board. Like, the Steel Overseer snowballs pretty quickly. Like, I think if we draw another Chord of Calling, I'm probably inclined to get a Liege here and just start beating them down, especially with, like, the Noble Hierarchs gaining power and toughness. But I think we definitely can't start racing from this point just yet with Liege. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, and then we're got a bunch more magic coming. Don't go anywhere. plating, sure. So what are we hitting for here? They can equip one of these and they have 6, so I'm going down to 10. So if they have another plating, I'm dead next turn. Oath of Nissa is an okay hit. Assuming it finds something here. Smiter's a thing, I guess. We'll attack for 6 here and then hope that... Hope they don't have another cranial plating here. If they don't have another cranial plating and we pick up a live one next turn, we could be in a good spot to just run them out. Okay, that's not a cranial plating just yet. Okay, that's not a cranial plating just yet. Are we dead anyways? We're dead to one more artifact here. Right, because that one more artifact pushes us to 9, and then Signal Pest pushes us to 10. We're dead to Galvanic Blast as well, so we're probably dead here. We're probably dead. Like, dead to Galv Blast, dead to artifact they could put into play for 2 mana or less. Yep. And hey, look, that turn when we Reflector Mage instead of whatever, they had another Steel Overseer. Yep, unfortunately that is Xyz. That's fine, I didn't have any help coming. So this is a matchup where Selfless Spirit and Cataclysmic Gearhulk are very good. It's a matchup where Qasali Pridemage is very good. I don't know if this is a Meddling Mage matchup. Thoughts on Rise Fall? I think it's like, I don't know, a cute one of. I don't know. I don't think the decks that Rise Fall slots into are particularly good. Like I said, like the grindy Grixis decks don't seem particularly appealing to me in this format. Is this a Blessed Alliance matchup? They just have so many bad creatures that it feels like it's probably not a Blessed Alliance matchup. They usually have extra poopers to attack with. Posting more on my blog. Well, whatever the price of a Planeswalker is at release, you're definitely going to... It's definitely going to drop after that, right? About Lily, which one? Lily's fantastic. Oh, that's true. Well, she was like over 100 at release, right? My impressions on Masters 25 is that I don't play limited and I don't own Magic cards, so Master sets have no bearing on my actual life. I don't really feel like I should present an opinion on them. Nah, that's not true. I have one opinion on Master sets. I think it's ridiculous that Master sets cost almost over double MSRP of normal packs. I think it costs Wizards of the Coast the same amount of money to print all Magic the Gathering cards. And if we're being completely honest, the quality of the Masters cards physically feels cheaper than some of the other most recent sets. So like the fact that it feels cheaper and it's over double MSRP is just like silly. They're just like raking people for free money, I guess. It's whatever. Yeah, I just don't really enjoy limited. One of the things that I really enjoy when I play Magic is that I feel like when I'm playing constructed, I'm like working towards something. I can like think about how I'm building and improving and iterating on a deck when I'm playing it over and over again, or even just playing it a couple times, just like iterating as I play. And like with limited, I feel like I don't have that ability to continually iterate while I work. And there's definitely skills that go into limited, but they're different than the skills that go into constructed, and I enjoy the things associated with constructed more. I think it's okay. Like this into Pridemage, might play this tapped on too. You're a big fan of the Planeswalker cost? Thank you. It's the little things, right? It's the little things that make things funny. Pauper rarity downshift. That's probably true. That's probably true. Yeah, and like, one of the reasons why TCGs are great is that TCGs are a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And just because I don't enjoy playing Limited doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy playing Limited. It's just like, just because I don't enjoy, you know, a given format doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy a given format. It's okay to let people like different things. It's a strange concept on the internet, but trust me, it's true. Opponent did mulligan to 6, so like, Affinity does that. Galvanic Blast, that's rude, opponent. Selfless Spirit, you are a little bit late. You are a little bit late, Selfless Spirit. Alright, Wilt-Leaf Liege, that's a shame. We were going to attack for like 6 this turn. God, Courting for Cataclysmic Gearhulk is just infinite mana. It's an Etch champion, yep. This card is tough to beat. That card might be a reason that I should have Blessed Alliance on my board, but I'm not sure. Unsure. So, and this is a little bit awkward about the Cataclysmic Gearhulk here. Like, if I put the Selfless Spirit into play here, I can guarantee Chord for Cataclysmic Gearhulk next turn, but at the same time, if I'm putting the Selfless Spirit into play, I can't, what's the word I'm searching for? I'm gonna have to like sacrifice an extra thing when the Cataclysmic Gearhulk enters play, so like, this kind of awkward balance. Maybe the problem is that like, this deck doesn't have flying creatures to break these board stalls like the Kiki Chord style decks that I usually play do, so like, they can just like gum the board up on the ground with this Etch champion while they beat us to death in the air with Inkmoth Nexus and Signal Pest. You can have cards like Stony Silence or something like Engineered Explosives could be a really good card out of the sideboard potentially. The fact that they have 2 Darksteel Citadels now is going to make the Cataclysmic Gearhulk extra great. Yeah, the hair is mostly going away. Every child you add, it reduces the amount of hair that you get to keep on your head. You have to sign a contract before your wife gives birth. In exchange for this child, you will continue to lose more hair. There is a Discord channel for Subspaster. You can find out the details on how to get into it here. She really doesn't want me to shave it. I've offered to do that, and she wants me to keep what little hair I have, so, you know, details. I just do as I'm told. I'm smart. What happens if you're already bald when you have kiddos? They ask for other unspeakable things. Hey, we could just draw it naturally too. Dealio. And actually, I guess I'm just gonna attack with both of these first, right? Because we're gonna lose this, so they'll eat the Eternal Witness, take 4, but we were gonna lose the Eternal Witness to the Gearhulk trigger anyways. You have another couple kids, you'll be a fast swimmer. Stoic Angel. That's cute. Maybe that card could be okay. I just got a what in chat from the opponent. So each player chooses 1 creature, artifact, and land. So we'll keep this creature and this artifact. So we keep Gearhulk and our Wilt-Leaf Liege, and then our opponent's going to get to keep 2 of their 6 permanents plus their land plus their Inkmoth. Yeah, we were going to get the Nabba Citadel here. Yeah, the Gearhulk should count them, I believe. I believe the Darksteel Citadels are going to go in the bin here. I think people just aren't playing Mardu. I think Modern's a format where there's infinite decks for you to pick from, so like people just aren't playing it. Oh, they don't lose the Darksteel Citadels. Oh, it does it specify non-land explicitly? It does specify non-land explicitly. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I thought it specified the types individually, but it does explicitly state non-land, so it doesn't affect the Darksteel Citadels. Alright, we got a Signal Pest to the Welding Jar, I guess. And we have two bodies in play now here, so hopefully they don't have another Edge Champion. Hopefully they don't have another Edge Champion. These Chord of Callings are looking really awkward in our hand right now. We probably just can't beat another Edge Champion, honestly. Yeah, I don't think we really have any outs to this. I didn't port in the Blessed Alliances. So maybe I'm just supposed to do that? I don't know. I guess I didn't anticipate the game coming down to just like Edge Champion versus our board. Maybe I should have. I tapped my lands wrong here. This is actually a pretty big mistake. I should have tapped this and this because I can't Chord of Calling right now because I only have 2 green. And I would have been able to chord for 2 here, which is actually pretty good because I would have been able to put a 4/4 Voice of Resurgence into play. So sloppy there while I was complaining about being unlucky. All right, Alpha. You're not new here. I'm going to time you out. Take a break. Come back later when you have something constructive to say. I think Mardu is a poor man's Jund because, and then use your words like the adult I expect you to be. Those are some good ones. Those are some good ones. Oh, we do have a second Gearhulk. Well, I guess we're hoping to draw a land then, right? Forgot we have a second Gearhulk. Yeah, if I would have been able to chord for a voice here, I would have been able to guaranteed chord for another Gearhulk next turn. And now that mistake could really cost me. Now that mistake could really cost me. So, untap land, please. Nope. I'm gonna attack with this. It's gonna let them get a Steel Overseer activation. Yep, I agree with Dennis's pinfall take. It's not even just because of Lingering Souls, it's because of Bedlam Reveler as well. I'm not quite just dead here, right? But we're getting close. And I'm actually just going to be dead to the Ink Moth's next turn, right? I just, like, don't have any tools here that I can really get. Yeah. These are 2/2s. No, there's no Restoration Angels in here. It's just kind of like this fair deck. No, we don't have any way to tap their board. I'm gonna burn this here just to double check and make sure I'm not missing anything, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Swarmy dude, use your words. It's the worst because... We are very dead. The lack of flying creatures and the lack of Path to Exiles and the lack of like ways to take Edge Champion off the table. Like we can't take Edge Champion off the table, but we also can't attack through it profitably. So fair, Smirty dude. Fair, Smutty. I accept your premise. So, Cataclysmic Gearhulk did its job there, kind of. It, like, kind of kept us in the game. Maybe I was too aggressive at playing it. I should have realized I wasn't going to take their Darksteel Citadels off. Instant Speed Gearhulk to try it. No, I'm dead to both of their Inkmoth Nexi. So, like, and neither of the Inkmoths get affected by Cataclysmic Gearhulk's trigger. No, the problem was we were at 8 Infect for people that couldn't see it, so we just were dead to both their Inkmoths. And just like, and again, I'm just, that this is pretty boilerplate for donation deck list. I'm not going to say this deck is better or worse than something else in the format, especially not a deck that I've not really played, right? Like, even if I was very experienced with the Counters Company style deck, like, playing 5 or 4 matches or whatever we played with this does not give me an educated or informed opinion on, like, whether or not this is as good, bad, or otherwise. I think I definitely am inclined to agree that I in general, I like I win buttons, but, like, this deck is doing some things that seem kind of appealing. Gotten Pridemage, and then sacked the Pridemage on 1, and then courted for Rallier, and got back. Sure, but then how do I beat the Etch Champions on the board? I agree that I had lines to not be dead on board, but again, like, the thing that people in chat always seem to miss, and, like, this is something that, like, as a Magic player, you really need to learn how to do. Magic's not about just not dying. Magic is about winning the game. So, like, it's not just, like, how do I not die on board? It's like, okay, well, how do I not die on board, and then how do I win the game after it? And if I can manage to not die on board, but I can't manage to win the game after it, like, why should I continue playing? Like, what is the construction of draws that I look like that allow me to beat these things? And, like, I'm not beating Etch Champion plus Steel Overseer there. Perfect. We drew Noble Hierarch. When will we get to the blue-red Talrand list? Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning. I think it'll be the highest modern deck in the queue tomorrow morning, so we'll probably get to it then. I mean, I don't think Kiki Court is any more or less playable than most of the decks people play in Modern. I think most of the decks people play in Modern are pretty terrible in general. I don't think Kiki Court is any more or less terrible than most of those. Please, Colligans, command me. Please. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We knew that one was coming. We knew that one was coming, chat. That one's no surprise to anyone here. That one is no surprise to anyone here. They probably don't have anything I want to Reflector Mage anyway, so let's just get this into play. Use my mana for the turn. No, don't Inquisition me. Damn it! Damn it! Rats! Oh, they're playing Jund. Okay, I don't know why I just thought Mardu. When we sat down to play, I just assumed we were playing against Mardu. What a tilt. What a T-I-L-T tilt. You know, we're looking at Kiki Chord / Fair decks. I'm not really looking into anything. I'm gonna be honest. At this point, I am basically a living meme. I don't really play Magic competitively. When I show up to play the Open in Milwaukee, I'm just going to have a good time. Magic has too much variance to take it super seriously. It's very frustrating to take a game with as much variance as Magic has very seriously. So we're just gonna hang out and play sweet decks. And whatever deck I feel like is sweet at a given point in time, that's what I'll work on playing. Right now, decks that I think are sweet, I want to play some Jeskai Ascendancy, and I want to play some Teamer Kiki Evolution with Bloodbraid Elf. Those are decks that are at the top of my, if I'm going to spend my own money to play Modern, those are the decks I'm going to give a try to. I have picked a Legacy deck for Cincinnati next weekend. No, I'm not sharing what it is. Just nip that 1-2 in the bud. Yes, I know what I'm playing. No, I can't share. Next weekend is a team event, and Legacy is a format where you gain a significant edge whether or not you know I'm playing Grixis Delver or Belcher. So I am not sharing with the class whether or not I'm playing Grixis Delver or Belcher. It's probably one of those two decks, but I'm not going to tell you which one. Am I willing to trade this for Scavenging Ooze? God, this attack just goes super sideways if they have a Terminate. Yeah, I think I just have to pass here. Oh, God. What a huge dicking. Oh. We really just don't have very good tools for a matchup like this in our sideboard, it doesn't feel like. Just gonna cut some of our lower quality cards and bring in Blessed Alliance as removal. Yep, I don't think this is a Mana Leak matchup. Is there any virtue to holding the Wilt-Leaf there? No, I don't think so. I think I just need to actually kill them. I think my opponent's deck has higher card quality on average, so I need to end the game sooner rather than later. I think in this matchup, we're the more aggressive deck. We need to just beat them down. Sure, you're right. If I had let that game go to its natural conclusion, I would be clicking and miserable for probably another half a dozen or maybe even dozen turns while we flailed about and lost the game. I was just shortcutting to the end of those dozen turns where we lost and started sideboarding. Remember, folks, concession is always an option. You like Gearhulk against Jund because their creatures are generally always better than ours. That's fair. I like that. And I hate these tilt. And I hate these Noble Hierarchs, so maybe these Noble Hierarchs should be those. Seems pretty decent. I think Ad Nauseam is a decent deck in Modern. Yeah, I think Ad Nauseam's actually, I've got a spreadsheet here actually. What is, since the unbannings, Ad Nauseam is the 11th best performing deck. Or it's in a range, right? It's had, my article on Gathering Magic this week, which will go up on Friday, is going to talk about compiling Modern data from large Modern events since the Jace and Bloodbraid unbannings, and Ad Nauseam's been really successful in the wake of those. This Liege is pretty unbeatable. Don't take that, opponent. That would be so bad for me. Took Rallier. Yep, that's fair. Kind of surprised they didn't take the Voice of Resurgence there, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't have a fetch land in my hand. I don't have a third land either. See, my opponent's mistake was assuming that we were going to be lucky. Raven Scribe sucks against this deck. And we actually played Ad Nauseam in a couple of leagues earlier. We 4-1'd and 3-2'd. They're up on YouTube now. YouTube.com/Jeff Hoagland. It's a good reminder for everyone that's new here. If you're enjoying the content and you want to see more of this after I sign off in a few hours, YouTube.com/Jeff Hoagland, because I don't steal anyone's work while I stream here. You can always find all of my stuff there. Please Inquisition me again. Please Inquisition me again. Please Inquisition me. Or Dotsies, you know, one of the two. Either or. We are so dead. Sure. I'm not sure why you would want to disturb your family members with my image, but more power to you. We're just dead here, right? We'll let this game run to its natural conclusion, but this game is unwinnable. I'm a liar. I'm gonna concede.
Bant kind of mid-rangey stuff. Whatever, let's formulate my words. I feel like that that game against Affinity kind of showcased some of the big holes in the build like this, like just between, and we talked about this a little bit. Hey, Armvox with the 2-month free subscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support what I do here. Just like the fact that we couldn't beat Etch Champion, we couldn't break the Etch Champion board stall. Someone else like asked, did we have Restoration Angel? I think Restoration Angel is a card that's very good in the format right now. So just having played the like this deck versus like the Bant Kiki Core deck that we've played fairly recently, I feel like this is like a more aggressive, less flexible version of that Kiki deck. And I just feel like even that last game was a good example too. Like, even if we'd hit our 3rd land drop, our 3-mana Loxodon Smiters are just smaller than Jund's Tarmogoyfs, right? Like, we had Wilt-Leaf Lieges in our hand in that game 1 against Liliana, and like, they just can always see our hand most of the game, so like, we're rarely gonna get free value out of a Wilt-Leaf Liege. I feel like this deck, on top of having those small issues, like, it really has to work for every win it gets. So like, a lot of the best decks in Modern have some amount of free wins that they generate, where you just have like this unbeatable curve that stomps most things in the format, and this deck doesn't have anything resembling an unbeatable curve. I also felt like we had a couple of games where like I just didn't have enough tools in my toolbox. Like that game against Affinity, especially, like if I'd have had a Kataki to go get, I probably would have been more than fine, but we just were like short on having utility to solve the problems that we had. So I think if I were to play a deck like this, I would probably be incentivized to like push towards something that has a combo finish. And I also think like having access to something like Restoration Angel would be very good in a deck like this. So that's my thoughts and feedback on the Bant deck as we played it. All right, I'm gonna roll on out